My 18M friend, 33F, is upset and won't talk to me because of bad Christmas gift. My friend and I have known each other for 2 years. We have met a few times in the past. Yesterday we met in a shopping center and after that, we went to her place. We played some VR games and watched a movie. Since it was my first time at a girl's place I was quite nervous and didn't talk much. Both of us spent Christmas with our families, so we decided to exchange gifts next time we see each other. She has Crohn's disease and that causes her a lot of pain and trouble quite often. I decided to give her an anime-styled mug, which she liked, and a heated pad. I've read many forums and articles about people with Crohn's disease and that it does help a lot with the pain. She was really unhappy about receiving a heated pad, saying that it is no gift for a woman in her 30s. That it makes her feel like she is 60 years old, and I missed the mark by a lot. Her gifts for me were a pair of socks, one of her favorite books, and a Steam gift card. I was really happy about it, which made me feel even worse for giving her a bad gift. Now she is upset and doesn't want to talk to me. How do I make up for it? Is there something I can do? What is a grown-ass woman doing with a 16-year-old kid? It's creepy no matter even if it's not sexual. Please get out. I am 32 years old laying on a heating pad right now. No one is too young for a heating pad. But echoing other commenters, I'm weirded out that when you met, this woman was in her 30s and wanted to be friends with a minor. She might say you're too young for her to date now, but the fact that she's even thought of that could mean she's planning on grooming you for a couple more years and waiting for you to not be a literal teenager before she tries to date you. Find friends who can appreciate thoughtful gifts, and find friends your own age. Bruh, she's 15 years older than you. She's not your friend, WTF. She's trying to groom you. There's nothing wrong with that gift. I'm literally a woman in my 30s. Maybe a trigger or something if it made her think about her illness. But that's still no reason to treat you like that. You obviously meant well and you're way younger than her. She should act like an adult. Please cut this friendship off. You met when you were about 16 and she was about 31, my age now. I would never ever be friends with someone that age. Nothing wrong with you or anyone else that age, but this screams predatory behavior on her part. Once she found out your age, she should have cut off the friendship herself. People with large age gaps can be friends, but there are better boundaries in place. As a general rule, it's probably better to hang out with people your age. As a teenager, I disliked people my own age and usually got along with people probably in their 30s plus better too. But it was in groups at events and never alone at each other's houses. You gave a nice gift. I deal with chronic illness and would love a heating pad. She's a 33-year-old woman manipulating an 18-year-old dude. Stop talking to her. Dude, she is a creep. Please stop talking to her. Fully grown adults don't talk to and want to hang out with teenagers unless that adult is a creep. I'm 23 and hanging out with an 18-year-old would feel inappropriate and weird. She sounds like a manipulative brat. My 22F partner, 23M, told me about his trauma, and I think it's stupid. We've been together for 3 years and in those years he's been harping in on a supposed traumatic event that happened to him as a child. Everything he blames on it and would always mention how nothing I've been through comes close to it. He'd always call me spoiled and tell me I haven't been through anything, when I haven't even told him anything about my past. Well, last night he was drunk and told me about this traumatic event that happened to him, and I'm honestly pissed and don't feel any sympathy for him when he's been downplaying what I've been through without even knowing. His traumatic even was being supposedly outcasted for bad breath and being bullied, and how it's made him self-conscious until today. I've been molested, have witnessed incest at a young age, was psychologically, emotionally and mentally, and physically abused by my father, witnessed him physically abuse my mother, have been through a traumatic flooding situation, Katrina, and was taken advantage of by older men as a child. I've also been bullied, and I'm pretty sure I was abused by babysitters when I was younger. My parents won't tell the truth, but I have what seems to be cigarette burns on my side. So yeah, I have had a ton of shit to work through on my own since I've never told a soul any of these things. I haven't told him anything about this, and now I'm honestly angry he's been harping on this trauma, and has been belittling me and telling me I've never experienced anything, just to find out his trauma is being outcasted for bad breath and not brushing his teeth as a kid, upside down face. And the entire time he was speaking he kept ranting about how before he experienced this it was the best time of his life, and how if this never happened he would have had the best of girls, his words, and how in college, cute-ass girls wanted him but turned him down because of his supposed bad breath. After he made this comment, I asked him what am I then if he wasn't able to get the best of girls? And he couldn't answer. This comment angered me as he's made comments in the past about me being a 7 thinking I'm a 10. Now I just feel like this entire story is the story of a spoiled and entitled child who hasn't been through anything, and I'm having an extremely hard time mustering an ounce of sympathy for him. I'm actually partly disgusted by him now since he's downplayed my trauma without even knowing what I've been through. While I've been so supportive just to find out he was bullied for bad breath, I don't want him touching me and I want to end our relationship. My question is, am I valid in feeling like this, and should I have extended sympathy towards him? Too long did not read. Partner has downplayed my trauma only to find out he was bullied for bad breath, and I feel like I've been through way worse. He has the victim mentality well practiced. He belittles you and thinks that he would get any girl but for the bad breath. Sure, right, okay then. No matter what people go through, using is as an excuse to treat other people badly is a bad sign for someone very self-absorbed and yet also very insecure, as well as absolutely no empathy for anyone else or interest for that matter. You don't need a good reason to quit, and whilst it is nice of you to feel that maybe you should have some empathy for him, honestly it won't make any difference if you do want to treat him with sympathy because the spark has gone and you don't want to be near him. That is enough to say okay, bye. Trauma is not a competition. However, the fact that he keeps bringing it up is tiresome. Tell him if it's that debilitating, he needs to get therapy to work through it. Otherwise, and in the meantime, he doesn't get to use it as a crutch to excuse everything. While bullying can be traumatic, the way he uses it against you and holding it over you is absolutely absurd. It's not a competition, and it's really odd to me when someone brags about being the most traumatized. Between how he uses it against you and the comments he has been making over some time about your appearances, I wouldn't waste more time on him. The comment about having the best of the best girls would have been it for me. I'm gonna hazard a guess and say this dude is short and is deeply upset by it? Maybe a receding hairline? Sorry to throw generalizations out there like that, but I've noticed a pattern. You don't feel like you've been through way worse, you have been. He is ridiculous. That is not trauma, and if he uses that as an excuse for anything, he is fucking manipulative. That's not stupid, that's lunatic. Girl. Ditch. His ass. Why do you think this is the best guy you can get? Well, his breath may have improved, but now his whole personality stinks. Please get rid of him. Friend is delusional, and I'm starting to worry about any women in his future. He romanticizes every interaction with women to the point he gets somewhat obsessed. Years back when we worked together, he had a massive thing for a coworker. She was so uncomfortable by the attention and how much he spoke about her, she up and left the job without telling anyone. But as the years have gone on, he's got worse. He had a girlfriend and she finished with him because he was clingy and had all these life plans and didn't like that she didn't have these same plans, so she left. Now, he's in love with a cam girl. He says it's love and they're going to be together once everything has settled down and she can move to this country. I've tried telling him that she doesn't really like him like that, but he says I'm wrong and I don't know what I'm on about. She's told him it's not going to happen. I've told him it's not going to happen. His dad has told him it isn't going to happen. But we're all wrong. He acts like a controlling boyfriend with her. He has her number and they Skype, he pays for her time. And while he's still paying, she's letting him get away with acting like he is. He rings her, texts her, emails her a dozen times if she doesn't reply quick enough or her answers aren't clear enough. He tells her that her job is disgusting and the men that watch are vile, even though he was one. He keeps pestering her to get a different job so that she can move over here, from Romania. She mentioned wanting to see the world, so now he's pushing her to become a flight attendant so she can see him when her flights land over here, and because he likes the uniform. And while she's letting him get away with acting like this, the more he's getting into his head that it's okay to act like that. In his words, if she didn't mind she wouldn't allow it. But he doesn't seem to understand that she'd blocked his number because of how he was acting and only unblocked it because he sent her money. I've told him she's allowing it because she's being paid to allow it. Now he's saying he's thinking of complaining to the campsite and trying to get her taken off so that she's forced to fall back on him. I've told him what he's doing is not okay at all, but I'm just met with what a would I know kind of attitude. Now I'm worried that he's going to ruin her life. I'm also worried he's going to carry on this thought process with any future women either online or in real life he becomes obsessed with if this one doesn't work out. Now I don't know whether I should just walk away with the not my problem attitude, Or hang around and try save any potential women from him and this toxic mindset? In the past his type have all had some kind of vulnerability. He has Asperger's, but he's high functioning and you wouldn't actually know. Your friend needs help, professional help beyond your control. I think if you've communicated these things explicitly to him, told him he's wrong, and he still dismisses you, this is out of your hands. I hate to sound callous, but you can't spend your life running circles around him to protect any potential victim who lands in his path. I think your last-ditch effort is to tell him the truth. You cannot continue a relationship with him if he does not change his unhealthy behaviors. I don't think you can help him, unfortunately. Look up the Grant Amato case. I am from Romania, and I can assure you, she puts up with his shit because of the money. We have a major problem with the economy, and the money are never enough. What he does is really toxic, and the sad truth is that she might be willing going through this because of how ordinary domestic violence is here. Walk away. You won't convince him. And you can't save womankind from him either. He's his own worst enemy in the romance department, so I am not too worried about womankind. And how much of a threat can he be to the cam girl if she's in Romania and he's wherever you are? You need better friends as a woman. That's the kind of man I fear most in the world. Besides an outright violent one. Because it really feels like he's on the verge of snapping at any moment and he's willing to ruin this woman's job just to get to her. 1. You should warn her, her job, so they will know if he tries to pull something to get her fired. 2. Cut this man out of your life. Maybe get in touch with her somehow and give her a heads up? Your friend isn't gonna listen to you anytime soon. Edit. Typo. I mean, all you can do is explain to him that the way he treats women is not love. Not much you can do. Also talk to his dad if he can speak to his therapist about this issue. See if therapist can help. Update. Boyfriend doesn't want to decorate our apartment because it's temporary. Advice? Link to the original post. Well, I broke up with my, now ex-boyfriend. There were other problems in the relationship. Mainly communication. He just wasn't as lively or excited about life like I was. Also found out he was putting 10x more effort into communicating with a mutual friend, even calling her pet names. So he probably was emotionally cheating on me. Good times. Happy holidays, I guess, lol. Girl, treat yourself to your dream decor. It will feel amazing to deck out your space however you want. Time to start catching up on all those home renovation shows and kitting out your new place as your own miniature Eden op. Honestly, there is nothing like it. Life is temporary. Decorate that shit to your heart's content. Happy New Year, treat yourself some fun furniture. Well, hopefully he was the one to leave the apartment so you can decorate to your heart's content. Glad you dumped him. Oh yeah, I remember seeing your post. Silver lining is that now you can decorate it yourself. Sorry though, I know it sucks and it's hard. Lots of love and best wishes. My ex in 2017 said the same thing. He ended up cheating in 2018. To be fair, I didn't not treat him well, but even before all of that, all I ever heard was it was pointless to decorate because it was more to move. I'm married and in a house. I'm not big on decorating, but I know it means a lot to my wife. So I happily do it. That is how it should be.